Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about a film that I was very disappointed that I did not get to see it in theaters. That is Arrival with Amy Adams and that dude that played Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner play her love interests in a movie about 12 giant spaceships that come down to talk to humans. This is a film about language. And I have to admit that this is one of those films that you look at and you just think, yeah, I feel like I gained something. I learned more about linguistics because of this movie. And because Amy Adams plays a linguistician, I guess you would say, an expert on language. And this is, they're speaking to aliens. So the problem is that the aliens have no reference to what our language is, and we have no reference to what their language is. So we have to go and talk to them, and people are getting afraid because of the language barrier and what this means. And there are a number of theoretical things in this film that brings the concept of linguistics more into the concept of interest. It's sort of like if you can learn enough languages, you almost seem to have superpowers with this film. And it's just taking it a little too far. So one of the problems with this film is that it is essentially a fantasy film. It is not truly very science fiction. I mean, it's like, well, is it possible that aliens could build ships like that? Yes. Is it possible that they could look like that, or have drives like that, or talk like that? A lot of these things are possible, but I mean, once you get to the meat and bones of the story, it really is more of a fantasy about communication, probably designed to be something of a lower budget film. And I mean, the set pieces here are wonderful. I really liked what I was seeing. It was all done very well. But I'm really kind of on the... I mean, I generally love anything science fiction, and I generally love anything that is even crappy science fiction. This is not crappy science fiction. It is a speculative art film designed to make you think, rather than just more of a cash grab, like other movies, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy might be. The problem that does arise is you just need to understand is there isn't as much sheer entertainment. And one of the things to understand that when you deal with art films, this film can definitely be an acid film. What do I mean by that? Well, Beneath the Skin, for example, that was an acid film. 2001, A Space Odyssey, was an acid film. Because these films are much better when you're frying. Now, I've never fried, so I have to take my father's word for it when he told me that 2001 would be a better film if you were frying. But I understand the reference because there's points where you're kind of hopping through time, and these points where you're kind of hopping through time are bizarre and hard to get through your skull. So it's one of those kinds of points that you have a story told with its own linear concept, and the characters and the audience are experiencing a linear storyline with flashes from other points in time. And you're not exactly sure what those points mean until the end. So, yeah, this is a good film. Again, if I had to watch one, if you hold a gun to my head and say, well, would you watch The Village again, or would you watch Arrival again? I would watch Arrival again. I enjoyed Arrival more than I enjoyed The Village, although I think the first time I saw The Village, I saw it in theaters, so I enjoyed it more. I saw Arrival on my piddly little computer screen, so it wasn't as great a film. I mean, I don't have a big dark room where I can just sit there and watch a film. And I'm kind of glad I didn't have that, because there's a lot of films I wouldn't be able to get through if it weren't for it. But Arrival is a solid enough, if you're a science fiction fan, if you like art films, if you like higher art and films that are more than just entertainment, Arrival is definitely a film for you. If you're not a big fan of that, if you want rock'em sock'em action, death and explosions, well, you need to steer clear of this, because it's just not what you're looking for. So, in any case, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard Neal.